We kick things off with Cadillac's answer to the German coupes. In 2015, it came with either a 272 horsepower turbo 2.0-liter inline-4 or a 321 horsepower 3.6-liter V6 with 150 miles per hour top speed. The 2.0-liter is no slouch. Car and driver clocked 0 to 60 in about 5.7 seconds in manual guise, only a hair behind the V6 version. The style is distinctively Cadillac with sharp angles and LED taillights. For about $18,000 for the luxury trim to $25,000 for premium trim, you get rear-wheel drive dynamics and a luxury feel at an American price. Slide behind the wheel and you'll immediately notice the bold, brash American styling, paired with a nicely trimmed cabin that feels more expensive than it is. The Turbo 4 delivers punchy acceleration, and the magnetic suspension makes the coupe feel more agile than you'd expect from a Cadillac. But it's not all perfect. The Q infotainment system is sluggish and can get on your nerves. Rear seat passengers will complain about legroom, and the fuel economy leaves something to be desired. Add in a spotty reliability record and it's clear the ATS isn't flawless, but it still manages to carry plenty of swagger for a bargain price. The Audi TT is like that stylish friend who always shows up overdressed. The third-gen TT is a compact coupe with a futuristic vibe. The base TT uses a 2.0-liter Turbo 4 pushing 220 horsepower with quattro all-wheel drive. Even that gets 0 to 60 about 5.6 seconds and a top speed of 155 miles per hour. The hotter TTS variant bumps horsepower to about 310 horsepower and hits 60 in 4.6 seconds. All models have snazzy LED taillights and a minimalist interior. For a used price in the $20,000 to $30,000 range, it's an Audi that still looks current and unique. Hop inside, and the cabin feels like something from the future with Audi's virtual cockpit display stealing the show. The styling is sharp and timeless, and the standard all-wheel drive gives you confidence no matter the weather. Opt for the TTS, and you're suddenly piloting a sports car that genuinely surprises people. The catch? The base TT isn't especially fast. The rear seats are glorified storage and the ride can be stiff on rough roads. Plus, like most Audis, maintenance bills can sneak up on you. Still, from the outside looking in, the TT screams money without emptying your bank account.
Luxury for the price of a used iPhone. Well, almost. The F10 Generation 5 series offers German luxury for peanuts. Depending on the trim, you could get a 528i, 535i, or even a 550i at these prices. For example, a 535i has a 3-liter turbo inline-6 making 302 horsepower, doing 0 to 60 miles an hour in around 5.6 seconds. Top speed is 155 miles an hour, limited of course. Even lower trims boast leather interiors and BMW's slick media interface. Slide into one of these and you'll be amazed at how executive it feels for such a low price. The build quality is solid, the handling has that classic BMW sharpness, and the spacious interior feels every bit a proper luxury sedan. But at this price point, most examples come with high mileage, and with that comes quirks, from glitchy iDrive systems to leaky steering components. Repairs aren't cheap either. Still, for as little as $6,000, you're parking a genuine BMW 5 Series in your driveway, and that image alone is priceless. The Z4 is a two-seat roadster that oozes style. With a 3.0-liter inline-6 pushing out 231 horsepower, it hits 0 to 60 miles an hour in about 5.6 seconds and tops out at 151 miles an hour. Drop the roof, and suddenly you're living that weekend getaway fantasy. Even the base 2.5i with 200 horsepower is brisk enough to keep things interesting. With the top down and the engine singing, the Z4 is pure joy. A classic BMW driving experience with a long hood and short tail design that makes you feel like a movie star. It's lightweight, playful, and surprisingly affordable. On the downside, it's strictly a two-seater with limited practicality. Early models have clunky infotainment, and being an older BMW, expect wear and tear issues like cooling system troubles. But none of that matters when you're cruising in the sun with a grin plastered across your face, all for $10,000. Hyundai's luxury brand Genesis came swinging with the G70. A 2019 G70 with the 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 cranks out 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet. That helps it sprint 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 4.5 seconds, and a top speed of 167 miles an hour in the AW Drive version, giving muscle beneath its elegant body. The interior is upscale with leather, real wood, and a big infotainment screen. Plus, Genesis includes a 5-year warranty, unheard of for a European sedan competitor. Used models on the market are about $30,000, which is an insane bargain. The G70 gives you the kind of power and luxury you'd expect from a BMW or Mercedes, but at a fraction of the cost. It looks sharp, feels premium, and packs a serious punch when you hit the gas. The only catch is
brand perception. It doesn't have the same prestige badge appeal, and resale values aren't great. Some enthusiasts also say the steering doesn't quite match the Germans for feel. But if you want to surprise your friends by pulling up in something luxurious and fast, the G70 is a hidden gem.
The Maserati badge alone screams wealth. The 2014 to 2016 Ghibli uses a 3.0 twin-turbo V6, pushing 345 horsepower, sending you from 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds. Top speed is around 166 miles per hour. The cabin drips Italian flair. Abundant leather, wood, and that trident on the steering wheel make you feel exotic at a price point of about $25,000. Driving a Ghibli is all about theater. The styling is dramatic, the badge carries instant prestige, and the exhaust note is enough to make people turn their heads. Inside, you feel special. It's not just another German luxury sedan. But then reality hits. It's not as fast as its rivals, the reliability is questionable, and maintenance costs can be scary. The backseat isn't very roomy either, and some interior bits feel cheaper than they should. Still, for the price of a new economy car, you get to live out your Italian luxury dreams. This is the car you buy when you want people to think you're British royalty. This 4.2-liter supercharged V8 sends out about 400 horsepower, good for a 0 to 60 miles per hour dash in roughly 4.9 seconds. Top speed was limited to 155 miles per hour. In silver or deep British racing green, it looks every bit the rich man's toy. Inside, you get leather and wood to rival any Benz, with an unmistakable growl from the supercharger under heavy throttle. Behind the wheel, the XKR feels like a proper Grand Tourer, smooth, powerful, and dripping with charm. The styling is elegant yet aggressive, and that V8 soundtrack alone can make you feel like a king. But the charm comes with caveats. Reliability can be hit or miss with electrical quirks and cooling issues, and the fuel economy is predictably poor. The design also shows its age compared to newer rivals. Still, for 20 grand, you get a car that looks like old money and feels truly special. The Cayman is the baby 911, mid-engined, balanced, and gorgeous. The 2006 to 2011 models mostly use a naturally aspirated flat 6 tune with a base 2.7-liter pushing 245 horsepower, or Cayman S 3.4-liter with 295 horsepower. The S version rockets 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.1 seconds in the manual and tops out near 171 miles per hour. Handling is on point. The mid-engine layout gives balanced cornering. You won't impress anyone with straight-line blast, but for about $30,000, the driving feel is pure Porsche. What makes the Cayman shine is how it drives. The steering is precise, the chassis feels alive, and it delivers that classic Porsche magic. The styling is timeless, and even the base model feels special. But it's not without flaws. The cabin is tight. There's limited storage, and maintenance is anything but cheap. Plus, older models often come with higher miles and dated tech. Still, the Cayman has an aura that makes you look wealthier than you are the moment you pull up. Rolling up in a 2012 Mercedes S-Class is basically showing up in a leather-wrapped private jet on wheels. Its twin-turbo 4.7-liter V8 pushes 429 horsepower, rocketing this 4.8-ton luxury barge to 60 miles per hour in about 4.9 seconds. Top speed is limited to 155 miles per hour. For $30,000, you're getting fully loaded comfort and tech galore. Imagine heated seats, ambient lighting, and massaging seats. Inside the S-Class, you feel like royalty. It's ultra comfy, whisper quiet, and loaded with gadgets that make every drive feel like first class. The power delivery is smooth yet strong, and few cars announce success like a big Mercedes sedan. But this luxury comes at a cost. The maintenance bills can be brutal. The fuel economy is abysmal, and it's not exactly a car you toss around corners. Its design also feels a little dated now. Still, it's hard to find a car that offers so much presence and comfort for the money. And here we are at number 1, the most ironic, cheap car that makes you look rich. A Ferrari that isn't actually a Ferrari. DNA Automotive, out of the UK, builds replica Ferraris on donor cars like Ford Cougars or Toyota sedans.
On the outside, it looks like a Ferrari 360, 430, or even a 458. From a distance, your neighbors won't know the difference. Underneath, though, it's usually a V6 with around 170 to 210 horsepower. Performance is closer to a Honda Accord than Maranello's finest, with 0 to 60 taking about 7 seconds and a top speed around 130 miles per hour. But inside, many of these replicas use genuine Ferrari parts, steering wheel, seats, badges, making the illusion even stronger. Insurance is dirt cheap too. The fun of owning one of these replicas is that you get the full Ferrari look without the Ferrari price. You'll turn heads, get photos snapped, and feel like a superstar every time you drive by. The downside, anyone who looks too closely or hears the engine will know something's off, and explaining why your Ferrari sounds like a family sedan isn't fun. Build quality can also vary since these are kits, but at under $30,000, it's the ultimate way to flex on a budget. And there you have it, 10 cheap cars that make you look like you've made it big. Whether it's the understated class of a BMW, the flash of a Maserati, or the cheeky charm of a Ferrari replica, these rides prove you don't need deep pockets to turn heads. If you enjoyed this countdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around for more car content. Cheers.